Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm going to set up play and review for the game Animals Gathering. Now this particular game is for 2 to 5 players, it's ages 8 plus, and it's 20 to 40 minutes to play. We're going to play with these 14 by 9 centimetre cards. Initially everybody is going to take 3 cards each. You're going to pick one of them, discarding the other. Now what you're going to do here is lay out the following. You're going to have 5 animals that are going to be available, and these are animals which are looking to complete and gain the victory points. When somebody has completed 5 of them, it'll trigger the final round, and what's going to happen then is you're going to total up your score and see who's won. So in this case, I'm just going to show you what my animals are. So I've got a 5, a 4 and a 4. Let's just go for the most pretty one. I mean, a mouse looks quite like a mouse. Let's just go for that one perhaps. So now what we're going to do is we're now going to decide who's going to start. So depending on the number of players, you're going to take some of these cards, shuffle them up, and then obviously play at this point. Let's just play, say we're playing as a 2, so we're playing with red and purple. I happen to play purple in the last particular game. What you're able to do is roll some dice. Now, there are 6 dice available. This is what's actually on the die faces, and what you're going to be looking to do is roll the amount of dice equal to the amount of cards that you have with a small calculation. So it's 6 minus the amount of cards that you have. In this case, I can roll 5 dice. But if I'm purple, I can roll +2. So if I've got 2 animals out, I can be rolling 6 dice. Otherwise, if I'm player red in this case, I'm rolling a total of 6 minus 1 is 5 dice. Let's say for the time being I'm player red. So I'm going to choose some dice to roll. Now, I need these kind of special tokens. So in this case, where do we find them? Well, we find it on the blue die, if we want the hexagonal piece here. If we want these like triangular pieces, we also want the blue dice. And one of the wiggly ones, which we'll find the orange dice. So let's just do that, and I don't know, keep a spare green. What we're going to do then is roll the dice and see what I get. And if I want to, I can take an animal. I'll explain the alternative option in a second. I happen to be lucky. I happen to get this hexagonal piece. And we're looking at this fantastic player tray here and take this piece out. Of course, you could just leave it out and place it on top of your animal. And what else have I rolled? I have rolled nothing else that is suitable. So in this case, everybody else can now use what is in here. And they can use everything if they wish to, everything that's possible. Now, what I can do is my special ability is I can say, sorry guys, you can't use something, you can't use one of these. You can look around and say, everyone wants this because maybe they've got this arch here or whatever, and they can say, nope, you can't use that, you can use the rest. So that's what player red does. In this instance, purple, of course, can roll 2 extra dice. Now, there are of course distribution of various animals that comes out too, and each of the card can either have a permanent ability, they can have an ongoing ability, or like a one-off ability. So they can have an end game stuff, so end game, one-off, or you can have a permanent stuff. In this instance, in this case, if I happen to choose a die which happens to have the face I took, I can have it to be anything I want once I have completed this card. In this instance, I have not completed it, so now it's going to move back onto somebody else. They're going to roll some dice, and let's see, I don't know, they rolled whatever they rolled. They luckily left me this, and I don't know, they left me this too. So now I'm very close to completing this. Now you can see there's a purple side and a red side as an example. You can choose to use whatever you want to use just to make your animal look really pretty. And as you can see, I can do something like this until eventually, like I said, I can complete my animal. But again, you might not want to start completing your animal too soon. Instead of rolling the dice, you can choose to take an animal. That might be beneficial to stop someone else from perhaps rolling and getting a good result. It might mean that actually you're able to take an extra animal and score more stuff. Just remember, you're rolling fewer dice. So now let's talk about the review. So what I think about this game is it's very, very beautiful, very colourful, gorgeous to look at. And I did mention before in the unboxing teaser trailer preview video how beautiful that cover is. The best one I saw. Again, as you can see the shimmer going on there at the UK Games Expo. Aside from that, it does look very, very pretty. These are quite sort of plasticky, shiny pieces, but they definitely aren't going to fade with time. Nice chunky dice. In this case, you will see a dice distancing video to see how far dice roll and whether or not you'll need a dice tray or maybe a dice tower. You can find that in the playlist to how to set up play and review. You can also find the AmassGames playlist, the Family Weight playlist, as well as many others, including the UK Games Expo playlist and the SPIEL.digital playlist, where they are also going to be there. This is by Wonderful World Board Games. And in this particular game, like I said, I really like the way how they balance how things work, how you can try to get multipliers, how when you complete this, you can choose to take one of these special moon magic stones, or maybe if you complete a certain type of card, you can get victory points, or maybe steal from other people, or sometimes make all of your animals that are completed blocked. So that's quite clever as well. As you can see, victory points listed here. You can see the kind of animal, so it's a crab, lives in the sea, and in this case an actual other picture of what that crab is. Sometimes it's fun to try and guess. I'll try and have one attempt now. Let's just reveal this top card, and what is this? A penguin? It is a penguin, so there we go. So in fact I've seen them before. Very gorgeous to look at, a very lovely game, and it doesn't take too long either as well. It's nice to see what people want, and do you want to again take more dice? Do you want to take more tokens, more of these things to complete? Do you want to see which dice are coming up and therefore what you want to try and either roll or try and stop other people from rolling? Very clever ability. 8 out of 10 for me, it's grown. I initially gave it a 7 out of 10. Again, check out the comments best on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, perhaps even from this publisher as well. Make sure you check out the podcast via the description on YouTube so you can search for AmassGames podcast. Also follow the pictures over on Instagram, join the discussion on Facebook, and of course there are occasionally competitions but are time sensitive via Linktree, as well as supporting the channel via Patreon. But for now, back to the table.